Everyone, this is Josh from Visto. I am here with another Josh from Sprout.hr. Josh, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Appreciate it, man. Always good to catch up, and congratulations on all the success to date with Visto. It's always great catching up after a couple of months. I'm glad to get out of the house after COVID being hopefully in the rearview mirror.
Absolutely. Josh, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what Sprout.hr is working on?
Awesome, man. Of course. So yeah, my name is Joshua Grady. I'm a co-founder of Sprout.hr, which was three of us from Ottawa, Ontario as well, starting a firm about 4.5 years ago that was focused on actually building teams, pods or squads, whatever you want to call them, over just the one-man kind of vacancies for organizations. And the last 3 years, even pre-COVID, what we've done is knowing the talent market was sinking and Canadian talent was almost impossible to find. We headed south of the border, I guess south of the border, down to Latin America, where we've expanded our team. And now we're building true, diverse, and impactful teams across all the Americas.
Amazing. And obviously, Visto's a big fan because we're, very diverse friendly, immigrant friendly. So the other thing is getting into this next question. I think you'll have a lot of interesting insights. So our second and biggest question, Josh, is what are 3 tips you'd give to foreign skilled workers who are looking to land jobs in Canada, or maybe in your case with Canadian companies?
That's a great question, Joshua. So the biggest thing is, I guess there's 2 factors we always think of. There's the recently immigrated people who've landed in Canada who are kind of looking for a position. And I think that comes down to like just networking in your neighborhood. Whereas like the foreign worker is a little more of a ladder to climb. I guess they have a little more time sometimes as they haven't moved fully yet. So there's not that much pressure. But I think the biggest thing that people are doing is dropping resumes in portals with an average response rate of 1.88% for a new job. And I think what we need to start training people to do more or less is if you are hungry and you are destined to find that, take your career into your own hands, network online, open the door to hiring managers, open the door to the HR team, talk to people like yourself who have a large network and try and expand. I think the days of just dropping a resume in and expecting an interview are over in certain skill sets over others. The second one is obviously you got to be prepared for what's coming. I think it's a candidate's market nowadays, which is exciting, but doesn't mean that interviews slow down. So knowing the organization, knowing who works there, knowing their mission, knowing their goals are going to give you a much higher percentage of landing a position over walking in kind of completely not educated on what's going on in that organization. And third of all, keep positive, right? A lot of times, as much as people are skilled, a lot of hiring managers we see nowadays are having a problem with the egotistical mindsets. And so being a good person, having a good personality, and having a good vibe towards your interviews could get you a long way as well.
Awesome. That's great advice. Totally agree with each point, Josh. Third question that we like to ask is Sprout currently hiring right now? Or maybe because you're more in the recruitment game, what are some of the major roles that your clients are hiring for?
Yeah, so great question as well. So we are actually working with basically 99% of our clients are Canadian American, and we're doing a lot of probably 72% of our hiring down in Latin America. Now that means that we're not usually just hiring strictly people from Chile or Brazil or Colombia, but a range, like a true diverse pod would be an engineer from Argentina, an engineer from Chile, an engineer from Panama, Seattle, and maybe Halifax. Like that's what I think true diversity. So we're working on that. We have tons of engineering opportunities, obviously, probably about 12 teams hiring different skill sets from C++, Microsoft Stack, over to JavaScript, over to Java. And then obviously we've expanded more into the non-technical world and kind of like the sales and marketing area as well, which are American based. So always have lots of opportunities. At one point, I think we got to about 100 roles open first quarter, and now we're sitting around 82. But obviously, there's tons of jobs in the Americas and not enough people. So I think everyone's seeing that problem.
For sure. And if anyone's interested in those roles, where do you recommend they go?
Oh, I recommend you reach out. We have a great team. We have, I think, a team of 12 in 8 different countries, but everyone's quite professional and lovely to speak with. And so if you have any questions, obviously admin at Sprout.hr or sending us contact us on our website, please.
Awesome. We will have links to that in the description as well. Josh, last question for the show. Awesome. Who's one person in the recruitment HR talent space, specifically, preferably in Canada, that you'd love to give a shout out to? Who's doing a great job?
Good question. There's a lot of people doing great jobs out there. I think back in the days, Josh, the industry, it was more about, not talking to other people because it was competitive. But now I think there's a lot of people in the same boat I have a lot of respect for. Definitely two shout outs, I think, today. One, to my good friend James Baker out of Ottawa, Ontario, keynotes. By far, they're setting a bar for executive search. They're tremendously skilled, and the little team that could. But I always look up to that guy. He got me in the industry about 15 years ago. And then I think out of Toronto, my good friend Mark Craig, partner at the Mason Group, who early surprised 40th birthday tomorrow, but he's doing incredible things. 12 years at the Mason Group, and probably the best financial recruitment team I've seen in a long time. So great to be around those people as well, and always learn from them and catch up with them, but truly inspirational moguls in this industry.
Awesome. That's great. Josh, thanks so much for coming on the show. If anyone wants to get in touch with you or learn more about the company, where do you recommend they
I guess www.Sprout.hr. It's the greatest. The HR tagline is amazing. It's actually a Croatian domain, but HR worked out well. So you can always hit us up there, or on LinkedIn is wonderful as well.
Sounds good. I'll link to both in the description. Josh, thanks again for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate having me in.